Today we're going to do the Clapton version, or the Derek and the Dominoes version of Key to the Highway. Now I already did this one where I was improvising, but somebody asked for this particular version of this traditional song. It is a really good one, that's for sure. It's a great version of it. And I'm going to do the first two 8-bar solos where Eric Clapton is playing that. You probably noticed, yes, this is a Stratty sort of guitar. It's not quite a Strat, you can tell from the headstock. This is a Chuck Thornton guitar. He's a guitar maker in Maine, and it's a pretty special guitar. For those of you who know me, you know I'm sort of anti-Strat. I've tried a number of different Strats I really haven't liked. I think I actually really like this one, and maybe I'll feel that my fingers can make the music come out in it, and this will be a real keeper. I think so, actually. All right, more on that maybe later. Hey, we'll go over what I played note for note. I think it's pretty close to what Clapton was playing. Can't say it's exact, but I think it's pretty close. A lot of great blues moves in it, a lot of great touch that's required to get it to sound right. And yeah, so it's a good one. All right, you know the drill. If you like this one, give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for a couple of these every week. We'll see you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this note for note. First things first, you can download the tab from the link in the description below. It's definitely going to make your life a lot easier this time. Okay, the sound, I'm obviously using an S-style guitar, playing out of the middle pickup, and I've got a decent amount of gain and a tiny amount of reverb. That's it. No pedals, no nothing else. You want this to be basically guitar, amp, and fingers. All right, so this is an 8-bar blues in A. And so let me go over the chords, and then what I'll do is I'll play each of the whole 8-bar solos. There's 2 of them. And then we'll go over the first one note for note. We'll go over the second one note for note. Okay, so here's the chords. I'll kind of call them out as I do them. I'll play them kind of deliberately. All right, so here it goes. It starts out in A. A, E, D, D again, A, E, and the turnaround, A, D, A, E, and it repeats. All right, so that's that. Let's go over now. I'll play it kind of slowly. I'll try to play it pretty slowly. Let's go over the first 8-bar blues solo. Let me play that first. So here we go. Goes into the next one, okay? Okay, here's the second one. Etc. And that goes into just the chords, and Dwayne plays his solo. All right, so let's go over the first solo now. All right, so here is the first line. We're going to play this, you know, basically this just follows the chords pretty much. All right, so we're going to play this up here at the 12th position. Okay, so here we're just sliding into an A chord right here from the 4th string. We're sliding up to from the, let's say, 12th up to the 14th and playing the 12th on the 3rd. And then just playing the top half of an A7 chord here. by playing the 12th and the 14th on the 3rd and 2nd respectively. Give it lots of vibrato. Okay, and then we're playing some triplets here. Kind of normal bluesy. All right, so here's that whole line again. Here's the second line. Okay, so this is over an E7 chord. And again, we're playing basically on the chord. So we're outlining an E chord here and playing that 7th. So here I'm playing, you don't have to slide, but I did from the 11th to the 13th on the 3rd string. And then the 12th on the 2nd. And the 15th on the 2nd. And that just outlines that E7 chord, right? And then we're going to play the top and the bottom of it. So here I'm just playing 3rd string 13 and then 1st string 12. Give it some vibrato, okay? Here's the second line, very Clapton-esque. Love this one, okay? So we're playing back over that, this will be over a D, and again, we're outlining kind of parts of a D chord, but this is so typical Clapton, playing that same note and then ending with it. That's so cool. All right, so anyway, we're going to slide up from on the 3rd string, 9th to 11th. See, we're outlining this D chord right here with the root on the 10th fret, right? All right, so anyway, slide up 9th to 11th on the 3rd string, 10th on the 2nd, and then we're going to bend on the 12th just a half step up to this, which is the flatted 7th of D, right? So it's a D7th chord. And then we're just going to play around with that. So there's 3 kind of quick ones, and then we're going to slow it out and drag it out for 4 times. And now, or 3 times, and then we'll play this lick. That's a very Clapton-esque lick. And he does bend that, so we're playing the 12th, we'll bend that up a half step, and then hammer on, pull off from the 10th to the 12th and back to the 10th. And then the 11th on the 3rd, and back to the 10th on the 2nd. Give it some vibrato. All right, here's that whole line again, very cool line. All right, let's play the next line. Okay, so another very typical line, this one right here. All right, so we're playing on the 2nd string, 12th. We're pulling that up a whole step now, twice, because we're playing over an A chord now, and it's not that flatted 7th. Not that, we're going to this. All right, so. So that's a staple in country music to hit the, we're going to pull up that whole step on the 12th 2nd string. While we've got that up, we're going to play the 12th on the 1st string. And then play the 2nd string again while we still have it held up and bring it down. And come down to the 10th. So here's that whole part. Now I use all downstrokes, playing pretty hard on those because I really want to kind of emote that guitar and give that again some nice vibrato. Now I hear him playing the 11th on the 3rd string and just kind of glistening that down. All right, so that's the end of that line, or that part of the line. Now we're going to play the back end. Nice ending line. I'm thinking here A blues scale or A minor pentatonic, right? So I'm back here in the 5th position, most comfortable position in the world for a guitar player, right? So we're bending up that 7th on the 3rd, then playing the 7th itself, and then walking it down. 5 on the 3rd, on the 4th we'll play 7-5, on the 5th we'll play 7-6-5, and then aiming for this note right here, but we'll slide from the 3rd to the 4th. And then playing the 4th string 7th fret. Okay, so that's like this. All right, here's the last part of that turnaround. So typical of Clapton, that ending part too. Again, all right, so we're going to play this right here. Think about that A chord that you're playing right here, a little A triad. I'm going to hammer on the 3rd from the 5th to the 6th. That's at minor major. And then on the first 2 strings we got 5-5. Right? Okay, come down on the 2nd string, we'll play the 8th. Now on the 3rd string we're going to bend up on the 7th a whole step when we come down to that. Back up to the top string, 5th fret. Okay, and then on the 7th, back down to the 7th on the 3rd. Very interesting line there. Okay, and then hammer from the 5th to the 6th again on the 3rd, and on the 7th on the 4th. Okay, and now the turnaround to the E. That's just now a hammer on from the 5th to the 6th on the 3rd again, just like we did before. And now we'll play an E, which is the 5th on the 2nd, and an E on the 5th, which is 7th fret. All right, here is that whole line very slowly again. And now we're on to the second part of the solo. Okay, the second time around on the solo. All right, so we have one note that's left on that last E bar. It's just another E. Okay, so we're on, which is 5th string, 7th fret. Okay, so here's the first line. Okay, another really cool blues line. So we're playing that almost the same line that we did before, hammering on that A triad, 5th to 6th on the 3rd string, and then 5-5 on the first 2. And now we're simply playing on the 2nd string, 8th fret. We're going to bend that up a whole step. You've probably heard this. That happens a lot too, to slide up to that, but this time I think he's bending it. And when you have it up there bent, give it some vibrato, okay? So we're going to do twice, and then the 3rd time we come down. Come down to the 8th and then play the 5th. And then a really quick... All right, so that is 3rd string, 7th. We're going to bend it up a whole step, or close to a whole step, bring it back down, and pull off to the 5, and then play the 7 on the 4th string. And you got to get that really, or try practicing that, and do it really quickly. And also hit it very, very hard with your right hand. All right, so here's that line again. Okay, here is the second line. Okay, very similar. We're just going to now take on the third string seventh, bend that up slowly, and then when we get close to it, we'll play the fifth string or fifth fret on the second string, and then and our old friend. Okay, so that's the same. Here's that line again. Okay, now here's the next line, very cool one. Okay, so similar to a line that we had before, but we're going to start here in the blues box position on, which is the fifth fret on the third string seventh. Just let that ring and give it some nice vibrato. Okay, and now we're going to play this. So that's third string 5, fourth string 7, and now, so that's just a hammer on 5 to 7 on the fifth, 5 to 7 on the fourth, and then we're going to play a double stop 7-7, okay, on the 4 and 3 strings. Okay, then we're going to play 7 on the fifth, and double stop on the fifth fret. Again, 4 and 3. Play that twice. Okay, now we're going to play some triplets on the 7th fret. That same double stop before. Now I didn't actually hear that slide on the album, but that's what I'm playing because I'm used to it. Okay, so far we have okay, and now we're just going to simply walk it down. Now we've done that before, so it's exactly the same. It's on a 4th string 7-5. And now 7 on the 5th string, 7, 6, 5, 3, slide up to 4, and then play the 4th string 7. That blues sound should be very, very familiar to you. All right, so here's that whole line. Okay, here is the next line. Okay, so this is over an A chord. Again, Clapton's really milking this A chord. Okay, so we're going to play 4th string 7th, our old friend, the 5 to 6 on the 3rd, hammer on, 5 on the 2nd, and then on the 3rd string we're going to play 7 and 5, hammer on 6. And now a few A triads. Okay, those are just 6, 5, 5 on the 3, 2, 1 strings respectively. Okay, just a little A chord. All right, here is that line again. Find it. Okay, now we're going to play over this this D chord here. All right, so let's actually play the line, Mark, okay? All right, so slide up on the 3rd string 7 to 5. I'm sorry, 5 to 7. Then on the 2nd string 5. 1st string 7. So we've got. Now we're going to go between the 3rd and 1st strings. So we're going to skip the 2nd string, but we're going to let it ring. Okay. Now you're not going to hear it ringing now because I'm not playing it anymore. But when we go through it again at the end, it should ring out. Okay. So we're going to play 3rd string, and we'll just keep it right here on the 7th for both of these. Okay. So we're playing 3, 3rd string, 1st string 3 times, then 3rd string, 1st string twice, then third string, then first string once. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, and finally, so this is now our friend, the 5 to 6 hammer-on. We're trilling it this time, okay? 5 to 6 on the third string, and then ending up on the 7th on the fourth string. All right, here's that whole line. Very, very cool line. Okay, here we go. Here's the last line. That's it. Okay, so what is that one? So we're going to play on the fifth string. We're going to play 4, and then twice on the fourth string 5. And then we're going to alternate between the 5 and the 3 a few times on the fifth string. Now give those a little tweak each time you play them. Don't just play. Give it some tweak and a little vibrato and it sounds good. Ends up on the 5, on the 5th, on the 6th string twice. Again, give that some vibrato. And now that's just 3 and open and 3 and open on the 6th string. And we're done. All right, 2 full 8-bar solos from Clapton. All right, gang. Well, there you have it. Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes version of Key to the Highway, the first 2 8-bar solos. Really pretty awesome. Definitely one of the classics. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on down the road.